First, I want to say, and I don't know how I missed this till I Googled you, but thank you for saving Hadley Pottery.
Yes.
I didn't realize that. So the blue horse lives.
It does live. You know, my mom drug me in there when I was a kid, and I guess that was as close to a real Willy Wonka experience as any kid could have, because the floor was rattling, you could smell the dust of the pottery, and I got to feel we usually got ice cream or something after that. But Hadley's amazing. It's a brand that was founded by, you know, a very strong-willed woman, Mary Alice Hadley, back in the 40s. Very interesting as I've learned her history. And, you know, it's one of these brands that's related to a city. It's iconic, and it just can't die. Most people don't take the time to save things like that because they have a kind of a shorter term view on investing, which is appropriate. But every once in a while, you have to have a longer view, and you have to preserve history. If history's gone, then what are we all living for? So it's been amazing. I have some incredible people there. They're doing all the right things. I stay out of the way. And I think in the coming years, there's going to be we're all going to be proud of Hadley still around.
So you mentioned history, you mentioned investment. Let's take Sierra Leone. Is that, of course it's history, 150th Derby. Of course there's an investment. I mean, how does he fit in with your business scheme?
Well, I don't know. He's in his own kind of class. I mean, I've had horses, and I try to look at investing in horses as a business. There are business, attributes to it. There's some tax advantages if you're active in it, which I am. You can depreciate the horses and things like that. They're expensive, so you have to be thoughtful about how many you have. And I've tried just about everything, from buying yearlings to buying horses privately to claiming, and through a business investment in an insurance operation in London. I became friends with the Coolmore organization. Amazing people. They do it very, very well. They invited me to participate with them, which I didn't take lightly. And it just so happened that I thought, well, why don't I try this? Why don't I take instead of buying 3 or 4 horses, let's just concentrate on a piece of a couple really nice ones. And so that's the way it went at that particular sale in Saratoga in 22. And sure enough, we happened to hit 2 incredible horses. I mean, Hall of Fame, who's doing just fine after taking some time off. He was on a Derby trail. He's certainly talented. And then in Sierra Leone, and again, I haven't participated in purchasing horses at this level, but everybody had their eye on that colt, and he was just a picture perfect yearling. If he had ability based on his appearance, we thought we might have something, and I told him, okay, well, I'll be in for my 5th or 6th or whatever it is. And as time marched on and the sale arrived, like I've said before, I was on a flight texting back and forth with Adrian over at Coolmore, and he's like, this horse may go for more than we talked about. Are you in? And I'm like, well, I'm definitely in. I mean, I'm not going to say no now. So as it's turned out, everything is so far to date has worked out great. He's obviously talented to win the races that we've won. I mean, I've never experienced anything like that. I've had a few stakes wins, but nothing at this level. I guess the best way to put it is that the Sunrises are looking a little bit different right now than they have lately.
So what percent do you own of Sierra Leone?
I own 16%. There's, I think there's 5 of us that own 16%, and then Peter Brandt, who's kind of the lead partner, owns 20%.
So Peter Brandt, and I had forgotten this until Chad brought it up after the Bluegrass victory, actually has been part of a Derby winner before, 40 years ago with Swale. Does that show how hard it is to get to the Derby?
I mean, some people have said recently, you can't buy your way into the Derby. I mean, I guess you can, but it's just, the odds, if you want to do like a diagram, if you were thinking about the investment to win the Derby, I mean, you wouldn't do it. You'd hopefully, be friends with somebody that maybe cracked the code or even got in the race. So, I mean, it's just, it's mind-boggling. But again, I'm not going to say, I've said it was a lottery ticket. It really isn't. It is, but it isn't, because the folks that are involved in this horse, from Chad to Coolmore to Peter, they've done it for a long time, and they picked this horse because they thought he could be this good, and it's turned out that he is. So, we're knocking on wood, hoping that everything is good. He's been great, sound. He's got a great personality. He seems to really enjoy all of the training and obviously the racing, and he's got this crazy deep closing style, which is just wild.
That's going to be wild watching.
Oh
It must have been wild watching the Bluegrass. What was that like when he was having little issues in the gate there. They kept having to back them out and bring them in.
I'm glad there wasn't a camera on me then, because it would have been embarrassing. I've had a few I had a horse flip in the paddock at Keeneland and get scratched. I had a really nice filly for a while named Ivy Bell that got right to the gate, and I think she sent the jockey off in an ambulance. He was fine, thank goodness. So when that started, my stomach dropped, and I thought, well, this is going to be the third, meltdown at Keeneland, and by seconds or good fortune or the grace of God, I guess, he got in, and it wasn't that he was freaking out. It's just he didn't want to go in that gate, and I don't think we're going to see that. It's easy to say. I don't want to jinx things. Derby's a massive version of the bluegrass, but yeah, that was. I rewatched that one time, and I can tell you right now, I am never watching that again. The beginning of that race.
Well, do you fast forward past it and then watch the rest of the race?
No, I can't watch it.
Because
it's traumatic PTSD.
But even then, watching the rest of the race when he's, and they weren't really going all that fast and stuff up front.
I mean, every race that you've ever seen, you're like, oh well, it was a good ride. The dream may end right here, and he just, flops that left leg out there and comes flying like for lack of a better word, a bat out of hell. Did
you have different stages, like you said, good thing the camera wasn't on you, to watching ooh, he's got a lot to do, here's the end of the dream, to thinking, well, he's already in the Derby, if you all want him to just get something out of the race, to thinking, oh my gosh, we could win. I mean, did all those things go through your
Every bit of that. He must have been inside my head. And as Chad's put it, we didn't have to win that race. Obviously, we wanted to. It would be exciting to win the race. But, the focus is the Derby. As they say, I think there's still a couple big squeezes left in that lemon. And hopefully we'll all see that on Derby Day.
Had you ever met Chad before this?
I really hadn't. I'd seen him. I've been around him, respected him as a horseman, but never really spent any time with him. Before speaking here with you, I was just in there visiting, and we learned a little bit more about each other. And yeah, I mean, he knows what he's doing. There's no question about it. Top of the game.
So, will this change your approach to owning horses? I mean, do you think you're going to be looking to invest more on the?
Yeah, I mean, when something works, you got to lean into it. So I'd say that this has been great. I don't want to be presumptuous and think that I can just join these guys again, but it would be amazing to continue this and parlay, for lack of a better word. So yeah, I'm very interested in that, in a higher quality, maybe really start focusing on some nice mares to be a part of that equation. So yeah.